You are now watching the season finale of iMallyTV. Well, let's not delay, girl, because the streets are always talking. Let's get into this for the last time of the year. This week on iMallyTV, because the streets have been talking. So do you guys remember when the streets were talking about Harvey Weinstein and all the sexual allegations that have happened within the movie industry? Well. So there is now a film release called She Said, which is based on the sexual allegations that Harvey Weinstein had back in the early 2010s. And when I saw the trailers of this film, I was like, I am definitely watching this film because lo and behold, you may not know, but I'm a little feminist at heart, you know, like I'll be rooting for the girls, you know, bring back my girl. I'll be rooting for the girls, you you may not know that, but I know that and I'll be rooting for the girls. Anyway. So I thought, I have to watch this. This looks good. You know, it's about sexual harassment, sexual abuse. And, you know, it's just showing that women who have been silenced, that they actually found their voice. And I was like, I need to watch this. This looks empowering. This looks like something that I definitely need to get into. So I went and watched it this week. And it's been out in the cinemas for about a week. And I watched this film and I sat there and I was like, this film is strong. And I was like, I cannot believe that there is not an uproar about this film. Like, this film has to be one of the best films that I've watched this year. Alongside The Woman King, She Said has to be one of the best films to be released this year. And I've been sitting here and I'm thinking, where's the promo? And also, the screening times, because I'm a busy person and I made time to go watch this film because I was looking at the screening times, and for this week, there's a lot of screening times, but next week, it's not even in my local cinema. Like, I have to go at least 6 to 9 miles for a cinema to go watch this film. And I'm saying, why isn't this film being promoted and dominating the screens? And I realized, I deeped it. It's because it's about Harvey Weinstein. And he was big in the movie industry. And regardless of the truth that came out about him, they still need to protect him some way, somehow. But listen, if you're about women empowerment, you know, women that have been silenced, if you're about exposing men for the wrongs that they have done within the workplace, sexual harassment, sexual abuse, rape, all those kind of topics right there, please go and watch She Said in the cinemas before it is taken out, because we actually need to be putting our money into this film. And also, the credits start rolling, and I saw that Brad Pitt executive produced this film, and I was like, Brad Pitt? Just a little bit weird that he executive produced the film. She said, please go and watch that in cinemas this holiday season before it gets taken out. And when it does get taken out, please stream it on streaming platforms. We need to be giving this film a coins, honey. So the streets were talking, but I was late to this party. So the streets were talking, but now I'm the only one that's talking. But anyway, I've been watching Too Hot to Handle. This season is very peculiar. I think every season of Too Hot to Handle has its positive and it has its flaws. And this season, I'm midway through the season, and while I was watching this episode, something in me was like, did he just say that? Cole and Zenab, they were having this conversation, and, you know, Zenab kind of feels like, you know, the physical attraction, like things between her and Cole just aren't there. And I haven't finished the season yet. So, you know, hold back your comments. And, you know, Cole was trying to defend himself, and Cole was just like, you know, I'm marrying a girl called Zenab. Zenab. I don't go for girls called Zenab. I'm usually going for my lilies. And I sat there and I was like, so in the real world, you wouldn't look at Zenab at all because she's not a lily, meaning she's not a white girl. And I'm not trying to say that everybody shouldn't have their types. By all means necessary, people can have their types. But what Cole said is a microaggression. It's very rare that you will find a white girl called Zenab. And you're basically saying that you're not sure Cole was basically saying that he is not sure whether him and Zenab are connecting because she is not his usual type, meaning she is not the usual race that he would usually go for, which, okay, you say to her face that you are physically attracted to her, or behind her back, you say you're not physically attracted to her. I sat there and I thought, are you not attracted to her because she's of South Asian? Is that the reason why you're not attracted to her? Because you said you go for lilies and her name is Zenab, and you seem to have a problem with you marrying a girl called Zenab. And this is a micro-aggression. You can have your types. By all means, have your types. I have my own type. However, if someone of a different ethnicity was to come and speak to me, I would give them the chance. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And I find all races, I find beauty in all races. But if you're trying to say that by all means necessary, you do not go for people called Zenab, the problem is you, Cole. The problem is you. And that is a micro-aggression. And before you go run up in my comments, have your types. That's absolutely fine. But what you should not do is you should not try to single out people by their names. If you find yourself speaking like Cole, fix your language because you're exposing yourself. In the current climate, there's one thing that people will hold on to more dearly, and it's their job, because people are making ends meet. And this one, I just want to talk to the temp workers out there, the agency workers out there, because, you know, sitting here, I don't temp, but sitting here listening to the story that I heard this week has made me realize that there needs to be some respect on people that work for an agency. So a friend of mine, she was working at a place for nearly over a year and a quarter. This was pretty much her place of work. She loved it. They respected her. Well, did respect her, loved her. You know, everything was going well for a year and a quarter. All of a sudden this week, they pull her into a room and was like, yeah, we ain't gonna need you tomorrow. Don't come back tomorrow. It's just not working out anymore. So yeah, don't come back tomorrow. We won't need you tomorrow. And at this present moment in time, I'm thinking, hold up a second. Hold up. You mean to tell me that you've been working at this place for over a year and a quarter and they didn't have the respect to tell you, give you a week's notice to be like, after this week, we won't need you. Hopefully your recruiter will be able to find you something new. We really enjoyed having you here, but obviously we just won't have the need for you anymore. And I can understand if, you know, if she was there for a week or a day and they were just like, yeah, you know what? It's just not working out. We don't need you anymore. But to be somewhere for a year and a bit, regardless of if you're temping or not, there is some level of respect. A level of respect that you should have for that individual because they've been dedicated. They've been committed to you as an employer. And as an employer, whether they're temping or not, you should have some respect to let them know in a decent time that they won't be coming back here anymore, so they need to find another source of work. So I've been looking into some research and there is something called agency working regulations. And if you don't know about agency working regulations, Google it. It's something that the government put into power either in 2010 or 2011. And it basically gives temp workers the rights, some employee rights when you're working at a place for longer than a set period. And that period is usually 12 weeks. So for my friend, she was working there longer than 12 weeks, so she's got some rights. However, when I was looking into these agency working regulations, the flaw that I found is that there is no notice period for these temp workers that have been there for a long notice of time. And I feel like this needs to change. Because if you've been working at a place for over a year and a quarter, doesn't matter whether you're temping or not, there is a notice period that the employer should give and the employee should give. Because as an employee, for me, I've been working at my place of employment for 5 years. I have to give a month's notice plus every week's notice of how long I've been working there. So 5 years, I have to give, my notice period is, I have to give a 9 weeks notice. And I feel like this should be the same for agency workers. It's not fair. We're currently living in a cost of living crisis. You can't be putting people out on the street like this. It is tough. if by any means the government is watching this, agency working regulations needs to be reviewed, and temp workers should be given a notice period if they've been working at a place for longer than 12 weeks, whether that employer needs them or not. I cannot believe that this is the last episode of the season. I've had so much fun this season making all these content for you guys. And I just want to thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure of mine, and it's you that keep me coming here week in, week out, just to give you what the streets have been saying. So I'm taking a little break. I'll be back within the new year. But yeah, I just honestly, this season it's been a lot, and it's warmed my heart, the reactions to the videos, and it's just keeping me going. And I just want to say, please continue to support, because this could go so many places, and with the support of you guys, it will. So thank you so much. I pray that you end the year on a high, and I pray that you enter into 2023 even higher. Thank you for watching this season. I love you for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at iMallyUK. If you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you do follow me on Instagram, because every year we do the best songs of 2022. So just like Spotify Wrapped, we do a little something on my story, and you tell me what's the best songs of 2022, and then I post it on my stories, like a little playlist that we got going on. Every year I do it. So follow me on Instagram to be a part of that, because it's something that I enjoy doing. And it also helps me with my best of 2022 playlist. Anyway, if you haven't followed the best of 2021 playlist, go follow that. But follow me on Instagram, search at iMallyUK. Follow me on Twitter, search at iMallyUK. Follow me on TikTok at iMallyTV, because I just might be doing a little something for you guys during the holidays. And search me on Spotify, search at iMallyUK. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I will always love you for watching.